Deconstructing 2 or 3 scattered people. 1. The facts about intimacy. It took months to realize that I was not at fault. This epiphany occurred right after I cut my hair. It was dark outside and I had just fed the dog, the one that used to be ours. I bet you were shaving your legs or thinking about your television shows or dreaming of bench pressing twice my weight. It was through poetry that we met, and that's odd because I knew that whatever I wrote, you'd hate. 2. The facts about love. When the phone rang last night, your voice was the last one I was expecting to hear. You phoned from the West Coast at 8:15 there and 11:15 here, and we were both sober and nervous. The last time I saw you, you tried to hit me, but instead, somehow, I got you to kiss me, and then I got you to go home, and I got in bed, alone, and smiled, imagining that you were on top of me again, shy but anxious. I'm alone when the phone rings. It's been 3.5 years since I've heard your voice, but I recognize it immediately, even sober, while wishing that I weren't. You say I sound different. You say you haven't changed since you moved, but I don't think that's true. I'm sweating. It sounds like you're smoking. I ask about your mother, although I didn't care, and ask about your brother, although he wouldn't care, but I don't ask the right question about you. We carefully sidestepped meaningful conversation, and for half an hour, my new, sober East Coast voice listened to your old, nervous West Coast voice. You always did like the poetry I'd write for you. 3. The facts about betrayal. The one time you really talked dirty to me, we were in a tent, drunk, near Key West, and some neo-hippies began singing a song you hated, and I almost ran out of the tent naked to splinter their guitars over their heads. 4. The facts about HIV testing. Years ago, when we told your mother what we had to do, she dropped her coffee mug, said, "Oh God, you didn't have to tell me that," and bent down to clean up her coffee, sober and jittery, and we headed down the hall, clean and free. 5. The facts about masturbation. I tried to find your old house this New Year's Eve dawn. I wasn't sober, and I wasn't nervous, and I should not have been driving, and I couldn't find the house. I drove there in my car for years before you went out west, and I kept driving that car in my head until I finally forgot the way. 6. The facts about interpretation. You sent me a letter in the mail after years of silence. I read it more times than I needed to, and read into it more than I should have, and then got rid of it. But I was never quite sure what you wrote between the lines. 7. The facts about memory. A little of me flowed down the shower drain this morning as I thought about you. I was naked and high, and you were probably naked and hungover, but not with me. I thought about you, about how it felt really nice with you here, months ago, years ago, whenever, and it still feels pretty good now without you. I've kind of forgotten what you look like, but you always smelled like smoke and sweat. I've forgotten what you taste like too, but I'll never forget how our last time felt. I was drunk then, but I'm high now, naked both times. I guess the smell of my cheap shampoo somehow reminds me of you, nude. You still look pretty good, I bet, but I always did hate the poetry you loved. 8. The facts about selective recollection. This is what she used to do. She told me to go before she began to throw things at me. And then she ran to my car and socked feet over gravel and glass, and she threw herself into my front seat, upset. She cursed me as I left without her This is what she used to say. She told me about the man who was her soulmate. She told me about a man who was the love of her life. Then she'd tell me that I was neither of these men. One was living in Connecticut, one was living in New Hampshire, but I was suffering in Virginia. Over and over she told me, and I could never understand why she thought I might forget. She told me she wanted to be friends as she lay next to me on her messy bed, wearing only a bra and someone else's ring. She told me to move out, that I couldn't live there anymore, as I leaned against the bathroom sink, making eye contact and watching her shower. She said she wanted to be lovers, but not friends, as she backed away from the bed, not letting my eager hands get near her. 9. The facts about contraceptions. She and I used to tear up the town, and tear up the bed, and tear the hell out of each other. 10. The facts about lies. I think about you, but never speak of you. 11. The facts about lies, 2. I did everything I denied doing. 12. The facts about my uninvited guests. She came over last night and gave me the crown for being the shadiest motherfucker she's ever slept with. 13. The facts about my manic fits. After I moved back here, I stayed on the sofa a season and stared at the cracked ceiling, got fired from my jobs, watched the roly-poly bugs gather and die on my ugly yellow carpet, and even lost interest in masturbation. At least now I've got a libido again and a broom to get up all those dead bugs with, and I painted the ceiling, and I washed the filthy dog, and I think I'll shave and throw out all of my shitty clothes tomorrow. Maybe. 14. The facts about nudity. I still wear a pair of pants that you bought for your first fiance, but gave to me instead. They used to be tight, but I have to wear a belt now because I've lost weight torturing you for so many months. 15. The facts about artistic expression. 1 was mostly fact, 1 was mostly fiction, but was all poetry to me. 16. The facts about celibacy. She takes me over and over. She hates me over and over. And it's over and out. 17. The facts about infidelity. I would never erase those months I spent thinking that I was content to never be with anyone else ever again. 18. The facts about fucking. It's nice to wake up from making love and make love again. It's nice to make love to a woman who says she hates my morals, my clothes, and my art, but says that I feel real good. It's nice to make love to a woman who says my name when she's naked with me, and then whispers someone else's name when she falls asleep naked with me. It's nice to wake up from not making love and fuck a woman who hates all the poetry I write for her. 19. The facts about attachment. I would hide from you behind a locked door. She could slice me down with a single word. 20. When I tell her to leave. The fact is that I never wanted her to leave, and I never wanted her to knock on my door again. But she did, drunk and relaxed. I was lying when I told her I never wanted to see her again. I wanted her to believe it. I still wanted her. 21. The facts about adoration. Now, there are only bad memories of one, while only colorful flashes of joy from the other. We're scattered now, sober sometimes, nervous other times, and we're left alone to come with nothing but the memories of each other, of her hands as she'd slap me, kiss me and kick me, and then disappear forever. The phone sits there mutely as I sit here, sober and anxious, thinking maybe, just maybe, I was at fault. Maybe. 22. The facts about the future. None of this bothers me now, and that's a lie.